Very cheerful. Good morning, dear students. So, today I will be starting the second part of the chapter Constitution as Living Document. For that, let me summarize. The procedure of amendment is mentioned in Article 368. This is to be noted. Then there are certain articles of the Constitution which can be amended by a simple majority. Number 2, there are some articles which can be amended by the Parliament by the clear majority of both the houses and two-third majority of members present and voting. Then comes the third one. The most important articles can be amended by the two-third majority of both the houses of Parliament and approved by half of the state legislatures. So, here, dear students, we have done that how it is a living document and what are the different procedure of amendment which is being mentioned in this topic. Then comes over another brief note about Keshav Bharti case. For that, I am starting that the 24th Amendment Act restored Parliament the power to amend any part of Constitution including fundamental rights. Nature of amendments made by our Constitution were technical amendments and differing interpretations. Technical amendments in this group, these are amendments which are of technical and administration nature, and any clarification, any explanation and minor modifications they require only. They were amendments only in legal sense. Here the salary, about the salary of judges and these type of amendments they come. These amendments did not make much change to the constitution. Then comes differing interpretations. In this Keshav Bharti case is worth mentioning. Many amendments were made because the interpretations of government and judiciary they were clashed. For example, in Keshav case, to cancel the ruling of judiciary that fundamental rights are unamendable, government passed 24th Amendment to overrule this ruling. In this, the 24th Amendment Act restored Parliament the power to amend any part of the Constitution, including fundamental rights. The power thus restored to Parliament was promptly used to enact 25th Amendment, which put certain restrictions on the right to property. But Swami Keshavanand Bharti and others challenged the Constitution's 24th, 25th and 29th Amendment and pleaded that the Parliament should not have any right to amend the fundamental rights. The Supreme Court decided the case on 24th April 1973, and in its decision, it upheld the constitutionality of the amendment. It held that the Parliament had the power to amend all provisions, including those relating to fundamental rights, but had no power to change the basic structure of the Constitution. Dear students, it is worth noting here that under this ruling, the Parliament had the power to amend the provisions of the Constitution, including those relating to fundamental rights, but had no power to change the basic structure of the Constitution. Means basic structure of the Constitution cannot be changed by the Parliament. Thus, Supreme Court imposed a new restriction on Parliament's Constitution amending power, that is basic structure of the Constitution. But this basic structure was not clearly defined by the Supreme Court to set the controversy at rest. So, in this, the 42nd Amendment was particularly known as mini constitution also. It was an attempt to override the ruling of Supreme Court given in Keshav case. Even the duration of Lok Sabha was extended from 5 to 6 years. and they were included in the constitution by the amendment. 42nd Amendment also put restrictions on the review powers of the judiciary. So it was said that time this amendment was practically a rewriting of many parts of the original constitution. So rewriting of many parts of original constitution was done under this. So that is why it is known as a mini constitution of India. Amendments through political consensus and other were controversial amendments. Amendments through political consensus. Many amendments came which reflected the political consensus. It means that political parties they wanted certain amendments in the constitution. So that amendments they come without any controversy in both the houses of parliament. Some amendment has been then controversial amendments. Some amendments have not been without controversy. During emergency in 1975, 42nd Amendment brought many changes in the constitution. It also overruled the Keshav Nanda ruling. Lok Sabha duration was also extended from 5 to 6 years, and many MPs also landed in jail when this amendment was passed. After emergency was removed, 43rd and 44th amendments were passed to cancel the effect of 42nd Amendment. So which amendments were passed to cancel the effect of 42nd Amendment? Answer for this is 43rd and 44th Amendment, and students you must note down. One thing that had a long lasting effect on the evolution of Indian Constitution is the theory of the basic structure of Constitution. So in the famous case of Keshav Nanda Bharati, this ruling has contributed to the evolution of constitution in the following ways. Number 1, it has set specific limits to the parliament's power to amend the constitution. Means parliament cannot amend the basic structure of the constitution. It says that no amendment can violate the basic structure of the constitution. Very important to note down. Second, it allows the parliament to amend any and all parts of the constitution within this limit only. Means the provisions of the constitution can be amended as per the requirement or the need arises. Number 3, it places the judiciary as the final authority in deciding if the amendment violates basic structure and what constitute the basic structure. So Supreme Court gave the Keshav Nanda ruling in 1973, and in the past 3 decades this decision has governed all interpretations of the constitution, and all institutions in the country have accepted the theory of basic structure. So all living documents they evolve in this manner through debates, arguments, competition and practical politics. Since 1973, the court has in many cases elaborated upon this theory of basic structure and given instances, means examples of what constitutes the basic structure of the Constitution of India. In a sense, the basic structure doctrine has further consolidated the balance between rigidity and flexibility by saying that certain parts cannot be amended. It has underlined the rigid nature, while by allowing amendments to all others, it has underlined the flexible nature of the amending process also. So there are many other examples also of how judicial interpretation changed our understanding of the Constitution. In many decisions of the Supreme Court had held that reservations in jobs and educational institutions cannot exceed 50% of the total seats. So this has now become an accepted principle. Similarly, in the case of involving reservations for other backward classes, the Supreme Court introduced the idea of creamy layer and ruled that Persons belonging to this category were not entitled to benefits under reservations. In the same manner, judiciary has contributed to an informal amendment by interpreting various provisions concerning right to education, right to life, liberty, and right to form and manage minority educational institutions. So, these are the examples of how rulings by the court contribute to the evolution of the constitution. So, dear students, now I will be summing up the chapter in the form of summary, that how it is known as a living document. These are the various instances. So, now on the concluding note, our constitution is called a living document because it keeps responding to situations and circumstances arising from time to time, like a living being. Like living beings, they keep on growing, they keep on adding something. Same way, when our constitution, due to some amendments, it keep on growing. The number of amendments they have been added, so far there are more than 100 amendments they have been done. So it is a living document. Then constitution respond to experience. So even after so many decades, constitution continues to work effectively because of its ability to be dynamic. It is dynamic, it can be modified, it has a rigidity and flexibility. So it is open to interpretations also, and its ability to respond to changes. This is vital for democracy of the country. This is the main important feature of the democracy of our country. So in this way, constitution is a living document. So that's all for this chapter. And before starting the next chapter, we will be having a Zoom meeting as per our timetable to clear the doubts of this chapter. And till then, stay blessed, and please do study side by side and read the chapter thoroughly. Have a nice day. Stay blessed. Best of luck.